Hi, I'm Melissa Bill, and welcome to the Business Roundup, where we catch up with the movers and shakers in the business world. Today, joining me is Sheldon Arora. He is the CEO of StaffDNA. Thank you for joining me today.
Sure. Happy to be here.
Now, the healthcare industry is always a big topic, from innovation, workforce shortages, and I think it's evolving. You have AI that's becoming a big factor in a lot of industries. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how innovation is kind of shaping the future of healthcare.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. Let's do this.
All right, sounds good. Like to let people start off with giving a little bit about their background. Can you share a little bit about your background, how you got started, and kind of how you came to found Staff DNA?
In college, I went to school. I was thinking that I wanted to be on the medical side of the field. Somewhere along the way, I took an elective course in computer science, and I really loved it. And I think somehow I got that immediately. I could understand the concept and I could figure out a solution for it. So I got a computer science degree in college. And while I was in college, actually, a friend of mine and we would do side business. Like we would go out there, write some software for another company that needed help. So we started our first company in college, and probably about a year and a half after that, we shut it down because there was just too much bureaucracy in terms of you had to file quarterly tax returns and something like that. And we were just busy focusing on finishing our schooling. So after schooling, I think I spent about 10 years working for other companies. Um, and then after that, really started the first company called ESOF Solutions in 1997, and then launched several other companies after that. After 9/11, when nothing was occurring in the technology area, all projects were shut down for a moment, right? Because they didn't know what was occurring. So we were looking for how do we go out there, feed our employees at that time. And we thought maybe we should go into the healthcare industry because healthcare industry is pretty recession proof because if you get sick, you have to go to a doctor. And when we started calling into the healthcare industry, we didn't really have the background knowledge and experience to be able to write software and get it done correctly. Really by chance, we're looking for a solution of saying, what do the hospitals want to buy right now? And one of the salespeople came back and they said, you know what? Too bad you don't have any doctors and nurses. They really could use some help. So the management team got back together and they thought, maybe we can go out there and help the healthcare industry with physicians or nurses or allied professionals. And when the market changes, now we already know the hospital, the procurement system, the relationships, we can go out there, provide IT services. So really, we were basically trying to survive from the current industry to the next industry. We said, if we did some business in the healthcare industry, and then we'll come back to the IT industry. And we really never went back. Once we figured out how severe the shortages were, and we figured out a solution how to go get the staff on time at the right price, and I think it changed everything. So we launched Liquidations Healthcare in 2007. And then when we got into the healthcare industry, we looked at how the business is being done. And it was still like I call it the Kelly Girl story in the old days. Now it's called Kelly Services. Like about 80 years ago, when General Motors needed some temporary help, they called out their friend and they say, hey, do you have anybody that can fill in for a receptionist? Do you have anybody that can do some data entry work? And they found some temporary people to go do that. That's how really the staffing industry was born about 80 years ago. And since then, industry really has not evolved that much, specifically in the healthcare side. Probably in 2013, because the iPhone came out in 2007, I loved the technology and I thought, too bad we can't provide a technology where healthcare workers can find jobs on the phone. And then when we tried doing some tests and we just couldn't get the performance because it needed to be fast response. The searches had to be quick. The information had to be robust. We wanted to be able to show the pay packages, et cetera, on the phone. And we couldn't do it. So we ran a number of different tests starting 2013 to see if the technology was there for us to go bring something to change how the world was being done, meaning a different way of solving a problem. Because in 80 years, the staffing industry has not changed. It still is done the same way. A customer has a requirement. Somebody calls in. gets that requirements, that goes to the database, finds candidates that match the database. Then they go out there, call the candidates, see if they're interested, work out a pay package, then communicate back all the way back to the client. It's a very inefficient way of doing things. And, by then, in 2013, we were already advancing. We booked our own travel. We were trying to book our own Ubers. We were trying to go book our own food delivery services. And so why not find your own job? So really that was the concept behind it. And so in 2013, when we launched StaffDNA, we tested a number of different scenarios. How could we go out there, provide a service that was self-service based, where any candidate could find their own job and any client can find their own candidate all through the technology? Very much like we book our travel, like we can go online, we look at the flights, the schedule, the pricing, and we can create the itinerary. And we spent 30 minutes doing that, and we absolutely love it because we don't have to talk to a travel agent. Well, American Airlines saying, oh my gosh, Sheldon's doing all the work himself. Thank God I don't have to have reservation agents online and pay for them. This is perfect for me. And I'm, as a customer, thinking this is perfect for me. So everybody's happy. So the idea was, could we go out there, change the industry where it be self-service mode? And that's what we did, launch StaffDNA. So that's really coming back from college to where we are today.
That's amazing because, like you're pointing out too, you also have to deal with the middleman, which like is also time wise, it's not efficient because you have to wait for that person to get back to the other person and back and forth.
Oh, yeah, Melissa, that's a great question. Think about it. Like if you're a hospital, in the old days, a hospital would have either the manager would contact the candidate that they were looking for, like an ER nurse for a night, or the hospital would go talk to the staffing office, and staffing office would go out there, post a job. The old saying, post and pray. They would post the jobs, hoping somebody would apply. They would pray for that application come in, then they would bring that person in. But the hospital could do their own staffing. And over a period of time now, over 20 years or so, the candidate has been far more removed. A hospital now tells it to a staffing office. Staffing office works with another software company called a vendor management system. They go out there, call a staffing agency. Staffing agency salesperson talks to the recruiter. Recruiters talk to the candidate. And then candidate goes out there, works out the detail, and goes all the way back. So the candidate has been so far removed from the customer is unbelievable, creating massive amount of inefficiencies. And I think that's what the StaffDNA platform does. It basically ties directly a candidate to the client to the candidate.
Right. And cost wise too, because there's a lot of cost associated with this person, that person, down the line.
Oh, yeah. Because you're absolutely right. Not only is it inefficient, but it's very costly and communication is really very poor. So the idea is really very simple. If we could figure out a way to charge the customer less, because hospitals are under tremendous amount of financial pressure to go out to reduce expenses. And if we could pay the candidate more, because all healthcare workers know that they're in short supply, so they can command a lot more money, then how do companies make money? So really, we had to figure out a solution where we could charge the customers less, pay the candidate more, and still make the money that we want to make to be in business. And I think that's really what the technology platform did.
Makes sense. Yeah. And now how have you built and maintained, several privately held successful companies in your career? Because it sounds like you've had quite a few in the time period.
I don't think that it was, I think that it was the idea was really simple. There was a problem that we wanted to go solve. And we want to solve in a way that's never been done before. So it's like figuring out a solution that would actually add value to all stakeholders, because really that's a true win. Because if candidates are happy, if the clients are happy, and we're happy, then everybody's winning in the process. I think the focus was always about figuring out a way to solve the customer's issue in a very efficient kind of way. Because at the end of the day, a customer is trying to, a client or a business is trying to solve a problem for a customer. And usually it's the technology that stands in the way. It's just somehow, well, I can't do this because my software won't allow me to do that. I can't make it efficient because all these middle people are here. So we're looking for a way to go out there, create an environment where it could be transparent, direct. And I think that if you can go do that, the businesses can sustain themselves really well because it adds value. And if it adds value, the businesses are successful.
That's true. And can you discuss, now we're talking about AI and other things. Can you discuss some of the transformations that you're seeing taking place in like the healthcare workforce management industry?
Yeah, I think that the healthcare institutions, hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, they're all looking for talent, and they want talent when they need it. Because they can't actually control when you and I get sick. When we get sick, we go to a hospital and they have very minimum minimal amount of staff that they carry because staff is fairly expensive. So when census go up, when you and I are sick and we go to the hospital and ER room is busy, well, they need temporary help because they want to go out there, survive through that temporary time because they don't want to have an 3 hour, 4 hour ER wait. They want to go out there, be able to take care of our family and friends when we go to ER timely. So really what's taking place is they're looking for an efficient way to solve that problem. And in order to go solve that problem, really different tools and technologies have to be in play to be able to make that happen. Because hospital need the people when they want it. When they don't want it, they want them to disappear because it's a tremendous amount of expense. So what's really changing is like in manufacturing, most of the automakers and other companies now went to just in time kind of concept, right? So when they need the parts arrive, or the parts arrive like a week earlier, so they don't carry a lot of inventory. I think long-term hospitals are going to get to the same stage. So when they're scheduling surgeries next week, they know what staff they're going to need for the surgeries. So they call the staff, they perform the surgeries. When they don't need the surgeries, staff disappears. But think about it, you and I, right? The Uber company taught us a lot of interesting things. One of the simplest things they taught us, we want to work when we want to work. So we turn ourselves on. We say, you know what? I'm looking for this kind of job, this schedule, this shift, and this pay. When the right job matches, it tells me, and I said, no, I want that one. I go work. And when I'm done, I'm done. So I'm very pleased too. So I think it works for all parties. The just-in-time concept would work on all parties. The question is, in the past, they'd never been able to make it happen is because the technology was inefficient. It wasn't working very well. And I think as the technology is getting there, it's making it so much easier to be able to go do it. So that's one change, which is right, taking the industry in such a way hospitals get the help that they want when they want it. When they don't want it, the people disappear. So that's really probably the biggest, I would say, the change that's coming. And I think in few years, you're going to see more and more of that.
Okay. And as far as I know, you have now StaffDNA. What about the future for StaffDNA? I know you have like some patents basically coming up right now too, right? You have some advancements going on.
Yeah, I think in the last 3 years, we filed 50 patents so far.
Wow.
We've been awarded 20 of them as of last month. We think we'll get all 50 of them. And they're in two or three pieces of technology that we've been working on. Because we're the first one out there, we wanted to make sure we spent a lot of money developing and creating it. We want to obviously protect those assets as it relates to that. And we want to be able to change the industry in a way where it'll be very efficient. Yes, so we've been fortunate enough to be awarded about 20 patents so far. We think we'll get more every quarter because we've been filing every quarter, we've been filing additional patents.
And I know you stay busy in the business, but you also have a passion for philanthropy. Can you discuss some of those things, the ways that you kind of give back? I know there was something, it was the Cure Bowl in Orlando. Was that something recent?
Yeah, it is. I think that it started a long time ago because once we got into this industry, and this industry has been very good to us. And usually it's our employees that will go out there and say, you know what, I really believe in this cause. Can we support it? So over the period of time, we've been supporting a variety of different causes that has helped us as a company, and we want to give back. And usually the list comes from the employee. They said, next year, can we go out there and actually route more dollars, support this cause more? And employees physically will get the time off to go out there and participate in those causes. We'll fund it. And both people, so we are actually actively involved in funding the causes. So it's not like we give out money and not participate. We actually go out there and participate and do that. So like for over 15 years, we've been the platinum sponsor for Ronald McDonald Hospital in the DFW area, for example. So about 2 years ago, we were trying to go get a little bit more national footprint because today we're in the healthcare industry in terms of how employees will find their jobs, how employer will find their employees. Tomorrow, we're going to go into other industries. So we're looking for a national footprint where we could actually let people be aware of like what StaffDNA is all about. And when the opportunity came about for Cure Bowl, and they were looking for a title sponsor, and our employees basically said, we love to sponsor that. We should sponsor that. We figured out a way to create a 5-year partnership with them. So it's called the StaffDNA Cure Bowl. And it's in December. This year, it'll be December 17th when the bowl game is going to be played. And so it's our way of giving back to that cause. And so I think it turned out to be such a good cause because the only college football bowl game really dedicated to the healthcare industry. And we can't wait, and we love the participation that we have with that team.
Well, that'll be exciting. So that's coming up. That's going to be coming up this year. Um, I have to definitely look out for that. And for people who want more information on Staff DNA, what's the best way to find it? The website?
Of course, they can go to staffdna.com. I think that we participate in all social media. So I think that it's a I think the tool and technology that we created is so interesting, so transparent, because we basically show for like a healthcare worker, like when they're looking for a job, there's one place they can go see all jobs that exist in the industry nationwide. So thousands of jobs are available. We give the details, we give the cancellation policy, we give the staff position pay, temporary pay, relocation allowances. Everything is available transparently on that job, on that platform. They can go out there, find the job, book their assignment, manage their career. And we think that's the model for the future. We're self-service based. So I think that as people, they can download the app and see it, or as people learn more about it, I think they're going to find the technology that we created and built is going to be, is going to transition from our industry, healthcare industry, because we're going to take it to other industries as well. So if you're in finance industry, if you're in the IT industry, you want to look for a job, why do you want to take a job that you know about? Why wouldn't you want to know all the jobs you're qualified for? Why do you have to, why does, we show pay. So pay is the pay. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, short or tall. Okay. We've made it completely transparent. So it's like, in a way, why are you told here's the pay you should get? Why not build your own pay packet that best meets your family needs, kind of thing? So I think we created a tool and technology that's special. So that as more people see it, either through staffdna.com or social media, the more people, they're going to love that. And they can't wait to have us go out to the other industries. And we can't wait to take it to other industries, so people actually can go out there and get the job that they love.
Yeah, that's amazing because you're definitely saying like the point is also the person looking for the job has a little bit more control, to say this is what I'm looking for. This is what kind of pay package I'm looking for too as well.
You know, Melissa, we're the most advanced country in the world. And you know how you and I find jobs? LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed, friends and family. Okay. Imagine if you're Asia, Middle East, anywhere, and you want to find a job. What's really taking place is you're going to go out there, ask somebody, they're going to tell you, my cousin has a job for you. It's moving boxes from this spot to this spot. Night shift, it pays $2 an hour, $10 an hour. And that's the job you take. It's not the job that you want to go do, but that's the job that's available. It's not the schedule you want to work that's best meets your family needs. It's a schedule that they give you, right? So imagine if that person could find, if they could see all the jobs that they're qualified for, pick the job, pick the schedule, build a pay package that best meets the family needs. Can you imagine that person going back to the family and saying, honey, I can't wait to tell you what I got, the schedule, the job, the pay, everything. It makes them happy. When we're happy, we do good work. When we do good work, it shows in our quality of our work. So I think that we're about to change something that I think everyone will love, because as soon as they can get access to this technology platform, they'll be able to see everything that they want to go see and build a life around it. Just, I think that Uber did that. Like, we literally will go out there, people will turn themselves on and say, I'm looking for some extra money. I want to go do this job, this schedule, this time. And you can go do that. And I think the same concept applies to our technology platform.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm happy to get the word out too. And it seems like it's going to revolutionize kind of the way we look for work and, and just the options that we have when we're looking for, whatever industry that's going to be.
That's right. Agreed.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure, like I said, the listeners got a lot, out of this. And I hope they check it out. So go to the website and they can kind of look around for themselves and set up a profile.
Absolutely correct.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sheldon.
All right.
Thank you for joining the Business Roundup, where we always try to bring you interviews with some of the leading people in business, whether it be technology, finance, or energy. I hope you tune in. I hope you subscribe and listen, and we'll give you updates for new interviews that are coming up. Until next time, I'm Melissa Bill.